Hey you guys, this is going to be a video about grandparents, and in that whole vein I want to say that as a parent I also felt it was very important for my children to learn to trust other people and to see the world as a trusting place. And so I wanted them to be around other adults that I trusted, so they could learn that adults are safe, other people are safe. And I'm fortunate that I, growing up, was very loved by my grandparents, and it's important to me as a grandmother that my grandchildren feel loved by me, that I'm active in their lives, because grandparents have more time and they're more relaxed and they can give grandchildren an additional source of love and belonging. And I have to say that some of my greatest childhood memories came from my grandparents. They had a lot more time to play with me than my parents ever did. And so that's just natural because young parents are working, they have the responsibilities of a household, and they're usually still working a lot, and grandparents are often retired. My grandparents were retired the whole time I was growing up, and they had a lot of time to play with me. My grandfather had a horse, and he had a sleigh and a carriage. And in the winter time, we would go on sleigh rides on the horse with the horse. In the summer, in the carriage, and I always felt very special around them. They would give me chocolate, and my mom never did. And my other grandfather, my Persian grandfather, taught me backgammon and how to make Turkish coffee, and just different kind of things like that. They introduced me to things that I didn't have at home with my parents. Now, it's easier when the parents and the grandparents are in a cordial relationship, right? Then it's easy to be a grandparent because my my input is welcome, my time is welcome. So in the case of my grandchild, I only have one. I talk to my grandchild on the phone. My grandchild asks about me because there are many memories that we've shared and much time we've spent together. And although now they live further away, my grandchild still asks about me, and we do these like video calls and so on. And there will be more visits for me to go visit this child and my grandchild. So that's a blessing. Now, in the case where what makes it more challenging, I guess, is if the parent and the grandparent are not in a close relationship. For example, when my kids were little, my parents did not come to visit us very often at all. So my kids did not really grow up with a lot of interaction with their grandparents because my parents chose not to be that involved, so they missed out. They're a little bit more involved now, but they weren't that involved then, and they didn't come to visit very often. But that wasn't because I didn't want them to. They just chose not to. So some grandparents can be, very hands off, and some can be, way too attached. I know of grandparents who moved moved to other states to be closer to their grandchildren. If you as a grandparent have a child who doesn't get along with you and you have an antagonistic relationship, that is going to impact your access to your grandchild. And that's unfortunate for everyone. Or if you, don't like how your kids are raising your grandchild, or your kids have issues and they're not good parents, then those are really hard things to watch, and I don't have any advice for you on that at all. I mean, usually if the kids don't want anything to do with their parents, it's usually because the parents were bad parents. And I think that anybody watching this video, if you're in a situation where your kids don't want to talk to you or your grandkids don't want to talk to you, I think that you got to take a look at why that could be the case, and get some therapy, because kids naturally want to love their parents. Kids only turn away from their parents if their parents are enmeshed or abusive or controlling or some way, something like that. I don't really have anything more to add on the topic of grandparents. That's it. It's a very short video.